one person on. I bet it's Grandpa.
Hey guys, can you give us a thumbs up if you got good audio where you can hear us?
And the chat's on, because it says it's on our side, but last time it said it was on, people said they couldn't use it, so try to talk to us.
So we've been home for a little while, haven't been doing much in the way of videos, just got back out on the road. And while we were home, Doggo had a little accident.
My dog got hit by a truck because my friends are dumb. Actually stupid. Boys don't have more than 2 brain cells.
So she got hit.
Hey, look. Hello. Well, at least Flat's on. She's okay. Come here.
She had a big avulsion on the back of her right leg, nearly tore the back pad off of her ankle. I think they call it a dew claw, the one that's up on the side, that got ripped nearly off.
Calm down. Come here.
So she's peg legging it right now on 3 legs. But
say hi, Doggo.
She's doing good.
Can I show them her paw? Is that too graphic for YouTube? Yeah. Here's her hurt foot.
And you can see the wound there on the back and the bend. She's sore, but no fever, no swelling. Wound actually looks really good. So she's healing well.
Thank you.
We keep her some keep giving her a little bit of pain medicine and trying to make her comfy.
So what happened was, that's the start of every good story. What had happened was, so we went to, you guys know we own a shop and an office, and we were going up to the office to meet with some friends to go hiking at Fall Creek Falls, because we live like, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah,
like 20 minutes from Fall Creek Falls. So we were going to go hiking after church on Sabbath, and it was me, Nathan, and we were going to meet one of our friends and her boyfriend. So our friend Brandon was following us, and Nathan spun tires into the parking lot, and so Brandon felt like he had to spin tires, but instead of just spinning tires, he decided to do donuts, and the dog was running around the parking lot and chased the truck, but didn't realize that the back of the truck was going to chase her while she was chasing the front of the truck. And then she tried to turn around and run, and she got hit in the butt and flung like 12 feet through the air, and then hit the ground and tumbled a few times. So the moral of the story is, don't do donuts.
Don't chase trucks. Either way works. But she's quite traumatized now. Suddenly she doesn't like people very well, and just kind of scared of everything.
She was already scared of everything. Now she's worse, and she won't leave our sides.
She's a kennel puppy and hasn't been out of the kennel very long. Rescue dog from the pound. So she's just learning life. She's a loving little thing.
Okay, so we will answer questions while we're on here. She's staring right at
Do
you.
you guys have any car hauling questions or
Just any questions.
any dog questions?
I'll answer any questions you have.
Ask her about her new boyfriend.
Don't ask me.
Yeah.
I'm sure he would appreciate not being plastered all over our Facebook page.
He shall
Don't
remain
ask me.
unnamed. Yeah, we're lucky to have her. She's a sweet dog. She makes a good cuddle buddy.
I wouldn't know, because my bed's up there and she can't climb.
She likes to cuddle with my feet.
What truck do you have now? We still have the Kenworth. It got out of the shop finally. We sat around for 6 hours. Oh, look. We sat around for 6 hours the other day, trying to get our truck out of the shop.
Dropped it off, left them a very, very detailed list of exactly what needed to be done to it. at a Kenworth dealer in Nashville that will remain unnamed.
The only Kenworth dealer in Nashville.
It's the only one, but that's not the point. They told us we were good to go. Everything was done. We get there and they'd only done half the list. Anyway.
Update on the Volvo. They still haven't started on it.
We'll do an entire story on the Volvo once we finally get some answers. It's only been 3 months at the shop, so
The one truck that had the very expensive repair a while back.
Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, the Volvo. Yeah,
the
it's still in
Volvo.
the shop with a broke down engine.
It's been there almost 3 months, and we still don't even have a decent quote.
We
or
miss
answers.
it too.
So we definitely miss our big truck.
Is it rude to text during the live stream? Sorry.
Like I said, new boyfriend.
Sorry. Priorities.
Yeah. But we're still pulling the same trailer we had before. We're just doing it with a Kenworth with a Shetland pony under the hood. It's horrible. Get this, if I am at a large intersection with a red light turns green, I push it to the floor, and I've got an orange light before I hit the other side of the intersection. It is so slow to take off.
I wonder if this is the same Ryan.
And it's a brand new Cummins ISX. It's just turned way down to 450 horsepower. So the car hauling market is in just a little bit of a slump right now. It kind of comes and goes.
It's really not.
We occasionally have a hard time getting decent loads. Depends on where you're going, which is typical. It's a good market to be in. It stays fairly consistent year round. It just has its little fluctuations. And last month wasn't a great month overall. The month before that was really, really well. So we're looking for a better month this month. We'll see towards the end of the month how things turn out.
I was asking Ryan, whoever, I guess your name's not Ryan, it's your skin, but there's a guy named Ryan who's been talking to us a lot who has his truck at our shop right now, and I was just wondering if it was him. So that's what that question was about.
So we just got back on the road from about 5 days at home, which was really, really nice. That's the longest amount of time we've had at home in about 9 months.
Thank you.
We are on our way. We're up in Kentucky right now, getting loaded, and we're headed for Washington and Oregon. And we hear there's quite a bit of bad weather we're getting ready to go through. So, kind of looking forward to seeing some snow again.
He's 8 days from being married for 27 years.
Yeah, 27 years my wife has put up with me. She's a saint.
She is. I would have killed him.
She lives in the truck with me, so.
I do. It's awful. No, I'm just kidding.
My wife tried it one time. Took a trip with me out to Arizona and back. Said never again.
It's different when you're married, though. Like, it forces divorce. When you're just his kid, you've been putting up with him being annoying for your entire life, because parents are always annoying. So
She's gotten used to it. She's good at it.
we got home, and the first question someone asked me is, I bet you're happy to be home. And my answer was, I'm just happy to have more than 10 feet of space in between us.
It's closer to about 5, but
He's a
who's
lot
counting?
to handle. No, if I'm back here and you're... No, that's probably still 5 feet. Never mind.
Small truck. Now in the other truck, you can get 10, 12 feet between you, but not in this one.
In the other truck, if I'm sitting at the table in the back watching TV... Washington and Oregon aren't bad. Why do you say you hate Washington and Oregon? Washington and Oregon is our favorite run.
Yeah, I was confused about
Washington and Oregon to Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, and back. I worked as a tech. I don't cut myself. I worked as a tech in the shop while we were home and fought with a Ford Fusion.
but it almost won.
It did not almost win. Ford, why do you make sideways engines? Almost serpentine belts are on like the front of the engine where you just replace it right behind the fan. Ford Fusion engine is like, here's the front of the engine and here's where the pulleys are.
My
Why?
skinny little arms won't hardly fit in there. Anyway, we actually like the trip out to Washington, Oregon. It's a really, really beautiful run. You get to see some beautiful mountains almost any direction that you go, and it's good money. I mean, it's a $10,000 run each direction on average. Sometimes better, sometimes a little bit worse, but you can pretty well count on 10 grand each direction, which is one reason we like the long runs.
Where in Illinois do you live? I just saw that. Where in Illinois are you?
Mr. Ryan B. So on this load, we are picking up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. The stupid laws. Yeah. Well, Oregon is one of the ones. Both Oregon and Washington both have some stupid laws, but they're still good runs, good states to run in. Oregon doesn't allow you to have flip outs. No portion of your trailer can be longer than 53 feet. But overhang for Oregon, Wildtrans, is one of the most lenient states. I believe the way their laws are worded is that you can have basically unlimited overhang off the front of the trailer, as long as it does not extend forward of the back wall of your sleeper. On the back, I think it's like 6 feet of overhang. So that's you'll get well beyond 60 feet total from bumper to bumper of your load and not have a problem in Oregon. But as soon as you hit the Washington state line, you become a criminal. And 56 feet is all you can have with a permit. No permit in Oregon. You got to know each state really well, because there's so many different length laws that they'll get you. You'll be legal till you cross an imaginary line, and all of a sudden they can write you tickets.
Washington has two of my favorite places in the world to do. They have Olympia National Forest, which is the best. It's my favorite place. It's the cliff jumping. Do you own? No, we don't own D-Line. We're just company workers. And they have this really nice pancake house.
Not D-Line.
Not D-Line.
That's Washington.
No. I don't remember the name of them. Oh, Summit Pancake House. It's by Snoqualmie Pass, or at Snoqualmie Pass.
Okay, right up on the top at the ski resort. They have
which I want to make use of this winter. I want to learn how to snowboard.
We actually have some photos back in one of the earlier videos. I can't remember which one, but snowbanks. There's a picture of me standing on top of a snowbank, reaching up overhead, and I'm about 18 inches from touching the light on the top of the pole. That's about like a light pole in a Walmart parking lot. Tall snowbank. Anyway, our load we're about to pick up, I started to say something about a minute ago. We've only got 5 units booked. We want to get a weight before we go any farther, because we've got an F450 that is a dually with a big flatbed. It's supposed to be like a 10,000 pound truck. Then we've got 2 F350s to go on as well. Now those are single wheels, so I think we're going to put one in the belly and then one on the middle top. Try to get as much of our weight as far forward as possible.
This is what. Turn down my screen brightness.
Anyway, and then we've got a small car, so if we can, we're going to get another one.
This is what our load's at. We still have an empty spot.
So as long as our weight is okay, we're at $9,400 right now. We'll try to get another vehicle on, pick up another $1,000, $1,500 if we can. And this is one way going out to Washington. And then from there, who knows?
I'm gonna cheat and get a Tesla load.
Yeah, we might. One pick, one drop. They pay well, but we'll just have to see, because we'll have to find a load from Washington down into California. They're paying about $9 grand, one pick, one drop, which is great. It's one of the extremely rare times that you can actually get basically a coast-to-coast run for an entire load in one place. Normally you're going to have to gravy pick, one here, one there.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's pretty common, you know, around 10 grand either direction, which again is why we like the long haul. In the middle of the winter, you can do even better running the northern route, say like Pennsylvania area out to Washington, Oregon, because most people are scared of the snow. Tesla just bought their own truck. Yeah, I heard they got a whole fleet. They spent like $12 million on trucks and trailers. Of course, you know how rumor is. I don't know if the numbers are right, but the trucks, from what I was told, was their own Tesla trucks, the electric trucks. So, but I don't see how they could be the self-driving version unless you're doing one pick, one drop type stuff, because you're not just backing into a dock. You're all in and out of neighborhoods, and who's going to load the cars? So I don't think that the car hauling industry is one that's going to be affected a lot by the autonomous trucks that everybody's worried about. But the factory to factory terminal type stuff, yeah, that could definitely be an issue for those guys.
I only dispatched for one truck now, y'all. But 5 of my last 7 loads for this truck have been over $10,000. The other 2 were 500-mile runs, so I think they don't really count. We were trying to get home, but my long haul runs this year have all been over $10,000. Did we ever tell them? I was dispatching for 2 little 3-car wedges, and they both left me.
The under 26,000
They left me.
limitation, which is just crazy that you get into business with a limit, not like no CDL and a truck that you can't even get over 26,000 because you can't even get a good load on that way. She's scary when she drives, so no, I don't.
I'm a better driver than he is. I have a permit, and D-Line's insurance doesn't allow permit drivers. I was supposed to take my test while we were home, but
I think she did it on purpose, but she claims she left some paperwork in
this
her truck in
folder
the
right
shop.
here has all my info on it, and I was so busy packing his stuff for home and remembered to get all his stuff that that I completely left this folder. And then I'm looking at the stuff I have at home, and I was like, oh, I could still go take it if I had my birth certificate. And then I was like, I can still take it. I can just use my passport instead of my birth certificate. So I go looking for my passport, only to realize that it's in the Volvo in Chicago. Yeah, so yeah, I'm about to have another 7-car.
You'll be bringing in these kind of numbers too if you'll run the long haul. Maybe we can do a convoy run.
We're excited to work with you, Ryan.
Looking forward to it. Life out here on the road car hauling is never boring. We lost 2 cars today. Just put up a video about it. You'll have to watch the video.
We didn't
we thought somebody
lose
stole
them. He decided he had this great, fantastic idea, and then the security guard was like, no, they probably scanned them and put them back where they were supposed to go because you parked them where the incoming cars go.
They don't. Both guys quit. They can't afford to pay their dispatch bill.
The one guy
breakdowns
made really good money the first month, and then he got really picky, and it was his fault. I probably had a little bit to do with it, but he wouldn't let me do my job.
I was actually amazed at the numbers that she was able to produce on a trailer so small, just shy of $15,000 in the month gross before any expenses for the entire month. But normally your 3-4 car wedge trailers without the weight limitation are averaging between $15,000 to $17,000 a month gross income before fuel, before truck payments, before insurance, before any of that. And this guy hit just shy of 15, like $200 shy of it. And
Which he would have got, but he canceled a vehicle.
Yeah, he turned down a couple of good ones because he was scared of them, and canceled one. And
I worked. So the reason our dispatching company doesn't really deal with 2-3 car trailers is because
we're in business to make money.
I worked for less than minimum wage every month because of the amount of time that you have to put into a trailer like that.
Because those guys usually want to do short stuff. So you book the load, and they're $200-300 cars,
Or
and you're making a
$60
small
cars.
percentage, and then as soon as you get through booking one load, you got to turn around and book the next one, and you're just repeating this over and over, and you don't have a lot of time left to work on a larger truck. So and they're struggling to pay their bills, struggling to make money. It's a lack of doing your research before you get into the business, finding out really what it takes to make money. So that's why I've tried to put a lot of information out there on my website, www.nationwideautodispatch.com.
How long are you away from home? So one time, the first time I ever came out on the road with him, we went for 8 weeks, and then we came home for 3 days, and then we left for 15 weeks. No,
15 and a
that
half
was
weeks.
different. It was different. All right, so we were gone for 8 weeks. We came home for a few days, and then we were gone for 6 weeks, and then we came home for a week and a half to 2 weeks, because that was when we were doing the swap over.
Switching trucks.
We were swapping from LS to D-Line, and then we left in September with D-Line and didn't come back until Christmas. 15 weeks. We were gone for longer than my little brother was gone for boot camp. And then we came back for Christmas, and then we left again, and then, well, like we've been gone for more than a month at a time since then, because we kind of got tired of the being gone for long times.
And we're trying to shorten it up a little bit. My grandbabies are growing up, and I like to see them once in a while so they don't forget who I am.
A month at a time is a very good idea.
Yeah, run a month. It gives you the ability to make good money. Coming home is expensive. It's not the if you come home, take 3 or 4 days. It's not that the 3 or 4 days is what cost you. It's you can't come home with a load on your trailer and sit for 3 or 4 days, which means you've got to come into your area somewhere and unload, completely get unloaded. Then you take your time off. Then you got to run around and get reloaded. And if you're not unloading and reloading at the same time, you're putting a lot of extra miles and a lot of extra time in. So we try to.
I'm 22. I'm his child.
So it's good to.
Hey, that's better than the. Are you even old enough to drive that truck? I'm
Yeah.
22. He's 47.
Almost.
No, wait. Yeah, 46.
Don't make me older than I am. I got a few gray hairs in there, and they're her fault.
I found gray hairs the other day at the truck stop.
Yeah, I have 7 grandbabies. My 2 oldest are married, and my newest ones are twins. I always wanted twins. I'm just glad I didn't have to diaper them and feed them.
I have pictures of
2
a
little
twin.
twin girls.
I have a picture of a twin because
Hey, they're twins. I mean, you see
They
one,
look
you
the
see them
same.
both.
baby. Should I show him the laughing video?
Too long.
It's 30 seconds long.
Yeah.
He is an old man.
Yeah. I feel like it some days.
Just kidding. I'm his child, though. Whoever
Yeah,
thought.
a lot of.
Different.
It's understandable, but a lot of people think we're married just because we're a man and a woman out here working together.
We're
But
not.
no, she's my kid.
I don't know how Mom does it. I would kill you. Mom's
Told
a
you.
saint, guys.
Mom's a saint.
Mom's
Told
a
you.
saint. Not only for putting up with him, but for putting up with us kids.
I have 5 kids that are biological and raised quite a few others. So very blessed. Very, very blessed. And mentioned earlier in the video that here in a few days will be my 27th anniversary.
Because she hates him. No, I'm just
Because
kidding.
my wife hates it out here on the road, and she's the accountant at our business. So
She
it's-
gets super road sick
yeah she
in a regular car.
she makes herself car sick driving
Yes.
herself. That is correct. Picks up in Kentucky, drops in Oregon, Washington.
Yes.
Only 3 or 4 times a day.
He's very chill, and I'm very.
Wound up.
That's not
Just
true.
put it that way.
That's not true. He's mean, y'all. Okay, there's enough guys in here. Don't say anything. Alright, guys, if you're on the phone Your wife is smart.
Yeah.
Alright, so guys, your input. If you're on the phone and and somebody says something to you, can you listen to what they say and
don't
still
encourage
have
her.
a conversation?
Don't encourage her.
Honest question. Can you listen to what they say and still have the conversation on the phone?
Everybody knows a man has a one-track mind
Please.
and can do one thing at a time and do it well. Listen to two women at a time, it don't work. She likes to try to talk to me while I'm on the phone.
He talks to me all the time when I'm on the phone. And
Well, she's a woman and she's got a two-track mind.
I saw the shadows from those lights and I thought that guy was backing towards us. And I was like, well, no, I hate when I'm on the phone and someone's talking. Okay. Well,
See, the rules of nature allow me to talk to her while she's on the phone because she's a woman and women have a two-track mind. They can multitask. It's a well-known fact. Men don't. So she can't talk to me while I'm on the phone. She keeps trying to.
but he can talk to me all day long. And I have to hear him. We still don't have an engine for our truck. It's still sitting in the shop. They still haven't started on it, and it's been 3 months since it got towed to them.
Once we finally get an answer and figure out which way we're going with it, we'll do a whole video explaining the whole mess.
The original Volvo
it's
breakdown, for those of you that are following us, was 6 months ago.
This time it's been in the shop
was in
for
October.
almost 3 months. Actually, it has been 3 months now. I think we're at about 20 right now that's running in the fleet.
Did they mean us or the company?
The company owns, I think we're running 20 trucks. Now there's only 5 on the car hauling side. It's fairly new. We're still building that. But we have a reefer division as well. We got a route between Chicago and California. So anybody looking for work, D-Line's a good company to work for. They pay regular, they pay well. We don't have a lot of benefits as far as, you know, medical and retirement and all that, but we do pay really well.
We don't have time for that mess.
Yeah, boss likes a warranty, and actually we found out today that I can have my shop do it because I'm not a certified Volvo dealer. I'm just a mom and pop shop, but I can actually buy a new engine, a crate engine, swing engine, and put it in the truck and still get a good warranty on it. So we're looking at that. The problem is towing it from Chicago to Tennessee. Nope, not mine. Hey, I work for a living.
D-Line.
I'm a poor boy. I have owned trucks.
He says
Just
he
not at the
works,
moment.
but I do most of the work. Don't laugh at me. He's always on the phone, y'all.
That's a lot of work.
No, it's not.
Anyway, D-Line, good company to work for. Reefer side's always hiring. About an 80 grand a year job.
What?
Yeah, give me a call sometime. You got my number.
Oh wait, is that the one
yeah.
guy?
6-figure income for the car hauling side annually for a solo driver
As long
that
as you're
manages
not-
the time well and works hard.
Yeah.
If you're lazy, you won't make it. Simple as that.
If you're lazy, you'll probably get fired. To be honest. We've met our quota.
It's like any job. If you want to make good money, you gotta bust it. You gotta work hard. You gotta manage your time well, especially with the ELDs in place. You know, government tracking you and telling you what you can do and can't do time-wise in a day. You've really got to.
Good night.
See ya. We've really got to manage our time well. If you don't, you figure these trucks, $150 an hour gross income on average per hour, and if you're losing an hour a day, 1 1 hour every day, that's you know, somewhere between $400 and $4,500 a month lost revenue. You got it. You got it.
He's harder to put up with than I am.
Oh, wait.
I don't know who this is.
I'm super easy to get along with.
Susan Turner. Blah, blah, blah.
We are looking at doing our own engine swap though.
Hey, if this is any of you guys, tell me if... crap. Hold on. If this is any of you guys, let me know. If not, I'm not answering that. Don't send me hearts in your first message to me. Okay?
She's got a boyfriend.
It's a girl!
Oh.
With no followers, no posts, and she's not following anybody.
It's what's called a stalker, set up just for you. Hey, I appreciate that. Guys, we got to run. We got some paperwork we got to get done and
No, we don't.
get a decent. I do. Get a
yeah,
decent
we
night's
do.
sleep and get up rolling in the morning. We got to get those 3 big trucks loaded and see if we can fit a 6th unit on.
Sorry.
Thanks for the questions and thanks for following. We do appreciate it. Appreciate all the support on YouTube. And,
We love you too.
give me a call sometime. Y'all have a good night.